blinking colors differentiating between red and yellow. Like, it's not looking good. Okay, now it's back to green. So I guess it's good again now. Come on.
Yeah, your voice not
You just suddenly went AWOL. Your voice.
BS. I don't know if that would be helpful for you, but it's actually a lot better for me.
Okay. Well, it's looks to be stable now. If anyone is still around the stream, like Vexy, maybe periodically report how things are going here, because I have no idea right now and I can't check because I only have one screen and like my phone screen is reserved for the chat, so I can't really tell from there as well. So if someone can actually get me updated on how the stream is looking right now, that would be yeah, lovely.
That's good.
Not you, Evan. Not you. Alright. So,
yeah, hold up, guys. This Cater here is streaming.
Yeah, we're just gonna start. And with that, I would like to say hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing today? Welcome to Zombies Archives. Today I'm playing with Evan, and we're playing a map called Nation. And this map looks beautiful. Let me just say that right from the beginning. I'm just gonna act like this is the first attempt I've ever done in my entire life with this map. And the controller is working now. That's good. And yeah, this is the map. What do you think about it already? Like, it's a big map. It's a big map. It has a lot of wall buys.
Okay.
That most of them we are probably not going to use because there's
I've joined your game, so that means I'm gonna start looking for an exploit.
Oh, you, all right. I want to see what kind of exploit you're gonna try to trigger because well, actually, let me actually just go down now that I think about it, because if you're gonna try what I think you're gonna try, I'm probably gonna have to be prepared for this. I hope it's not going to like I hope it's not going to like campaign kill you though. It campaign killed you. Okay, so don't do that because I can't help you from that. That's great. That's great. That. Love you, game. Love you, Treyarch. Like, what? How does that not? How? Okay, that's like the first problem already. It's
campaign kill. Campaign kill is a hell of a drug.
It's a hell of a drug, but I mean like premise and like all the zombie characters, they're drug addicts anyway, so I guess we just fit right in. Vexy was waiting like for 8 hours for the stream to start. Well, I don't want to wait 8 more hours for the stream to actually start, so I decided to already begin. So how do you feel about that? I guess the same wall buys are over here, and there's literally nothing over here.
If you're claustrophobic, don't come over here.
Alright. Good luck getting out.
I'll hold a grenade and get out the hard way.
I mean, you can do that, but I won't be affected anyway. So I mean, you'll just kill yourself. Well, okay.
And hopefully get the campaign glitch.
I think that's not how it works. But I mean, you feel free to try. Feel free.
There's a flamethrower for $3,000. I'm saving up for that.
You can. I personally think I'm just going to save up for the PTRS, which is a very
Thompson.
Thompson is good. I mean, considering how this map is like configured and everything, I think the more interesting route is going to be just staying in the middle in a few minutes and just try to like snipe all the zombies, because, well, I mean, those barrels look nice for now, but as soon as those get blown up, like everything, it's gotta be waiting for the zombies to actually spawn. But
how many barriers are here? Like, where are the barriers at?
I believe there are literally none. I believe they just spawn out of thin air. Like the risers didn't get like invented yet, so they just spawn them wherever they please. Which is fair with the amount of distance this map has, but yeah. Yeah, if you're going to shoot any of these barrels down while I'm standing here, I swear to God,
Or would they kill you?
This will be the last time we will see Evan in one of my live streams. No, just kidding.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. If I blow up a barrel, I'm out of the Arcas group.
Well, if I'm standing there, if I'm not, feel free to do it. Because then I won't be like affected to it as well. In fact, I'm going to throw my grenades at them right now. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Wow.
Well, okay. We got lots of benefits out of that.
That's a thumbnail right there.
Well, well, all of them are gone now, I think. So, I mean, this route is pretty safe now. I made this route very safe. Hooray. In fact, I'm going to blow these up now.
Nah, I caught dibs.
Hopefully this is not going to G-spawn right now. That will be very bad. It's like I tried to explain before. G-spawns pretty much like instantly crash the game. So... And that's when you explode too many things, creating too many particles, and then Treyarch is gonna be like, yeah, you're not getting those particles. You're not getting a game alongside with that, so I'm gonna ban you, because otherwise you will explode the computer.
Is there a double points all the way at the end? Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to reach it.
I mean, you can try. Bummer that
double points or insta kill.
Bummer that there's no stamina or Panzerschreck that you can upgrade, because apparently you can actually like get more stamina and be faster that way.
Oh, that is a double points. Fact.
Oh boy. Well, in that case, I'm going to get the sniper, because I think that sniper is going to be useful here.
How many barrels are in this map? All I hear are barrels.
I think those are... Oh, Jesus. Well... I think that's like the corridor I just blew up, and I think that's a very slow... like row of barrels that are going to blow up right now.
The map kind of remind me of a volcano because of the barrels.
We aren't good enough for those particles. Well, I guess we are good enough for those particles right now. It's just, if I'm going to blow up everything at once, yeah, Treyarch is gonna be like, yeah, you're not getting those. Okay, so I've been trying to make sense out of this. I exploded so many red barrels, and those zombies didn't even die.
So over dramatic. They just explode.
I tried to throw my grenade and then you stood in front of it. Damn it! You were in the way. Alright, there we go. Okay. Sorry, what were you saying again?
I thought you killed me. You were about to commit murder.
No. I only killed George. What?
You will only kill George. You heard it here, folks.
I will only kill George. I'm just kidding.
So...
not in real life, though. What?
So Kodak is my arch enemy, and George is yours, I'm guessing.
Oh boy, did I miss anything? Did I miss anything with Kodak being your arch enemy? And... oh boy. Dude, you're gonna find this even worse. I actually spawned a max ammo at the end of this corridor.
Wait, how did you spawn a max ammo? Oh.
I'm killing zombies with the snipers right now. With the PTRS.
So,
the PTRS
Kodak, he's my, Kodak's my arch enemies, cause, he always be cussing at me in Dutch. I don't understand him. Like, last time he made me say egg something, and I'm pretty sure that meant I'm gay.
Wait, egg? Wait, what?
I don't know. It wasn't the Five Nights at Freddy's video. He says something about ick. I don't know how to speak Dutch. Yeah, you probably know exactly what he said.
Dat valt wel mee. Dat valt wel mee.
Are you agreeing with him right now?
I can't really say I agree with anyone here. I'm gonna be straight up with that. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not really agreeing with anything here. Alright, anyway.
I'm just gonna... Oh, fuck, I'm gonna look at chat. I'm gonna look at your chat to see who's been typing.
Good. Yeah, pretty much like max ammos. Like Vexy is saying, like you could get infinite rounds on this. Pretty much, in both terms of actual like zombie rounds and what I was interpreting as like
Vexy said,
ammo
"Who told
rounds.
Evan what?" So Kodak Vexy, he's my arch enemy because you know he keeps on. I don't know what he's saying. I don't speak Dutch, but something about ick, or I don't even know something about. I think he called me gay. I'm not sure.
It's actually a very simple word.
Um,
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about that, because I'm not going to ruin the fun for you, but it's a very simple word.
You know what, Vexy? If you go to my video, my Five Nights at Freddy's video, and if you find out what he said and tell me, I will if you play Red Dead Redemption 2, I have a 25 gold bar gift card, you know, I could give you.
I mean, I can also I want to have that. No, just kidding.
What did he say, Archives?
I can, because I will betray Kodak if I do that. Even though it's really not that big of a deal, but whatever. Whatever.
Ek means I.
Yeah.
I. Yeah. Okay.
That's all. That's all. Although, Vexy, you are spelling it wrong. You are. But I can forgive you. So what's over there? Nuke. Yeah, we pretty much don't even need nukes for this, I think.
No. Wait, Vexy, Vexy, are you actually 13?
Yeah, he was very young, right? He was very young.
If he's actually 13, I'm worried about my voice, bro.
But yeah, you should, man.
His voice sounds like you sound like you're actually 15. Is Dutch not German? I don't know. Archives answer that question.
I believe what the way Vexy spelled it, it actually indeed is German, like ich, but then you say ich, like ich bin ein Berliner, something in those lines. Like that's a very that should be a very famous. That should ring some bells. It should ring some bells. Ich bin ein Berliner.
Okay, he's 14. I don't feel a little tiny bit better at myself. I'm almost 16.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Evan should feel pretty ashamed about the fact that he still sounds like a 12-year-old. Just kidding.
Yeah, man. No, I was right in front of the double points. Fucking.
Oh yeah, that's right. Vexy's birthday was in March. I believe you already told me that, but I kind of forgot. I feel bad. I feel bad about that.
You see that bad sport right there, a bad sport.
Bro, I've been out of it for like a week. Please forgive me.
This quarantine has been making you a little bit crazy.
I've been outside picking some flowers. No, I'm not. Fuck it. I've not been outside. Like, I'm playing this game. Like, what do you think I am? An actually healthy guy? No, just kidding. Alright. Yeah, pretty much all we are doing in this map is just picking the zombies off. Hopefully they're gonna run pretty soon, because
my zombies are just standing still.
What?
My zombies are just standing there, it's like target practice.
Yeah, some of them are running already, but it's just gonna be the matter of how long is this sniper gonna be a one-shot, I think.
Yeah, it's already a two-shot. I think. Oh no, it's a one-shot.
It's still one-shot.
Not hitting it.
Like wait, are you using the PTRS or the Kar98 scoped?
I'm using the Kar98.
Oh, you should use the PTRS, man. It's incredible.
Isn't it?
I don't even. Yeah, it's on the wall actually somewhere.
The kid in the background, actually, that's my sister. Jesus.
Oh, okay. Vexy was asking that.
Dutch ping, bro, man. 999. Where's Kodak when you need him?
Yeah, Kodak is on breaks, boys. Which is kind of sad, but hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
we're in quarantine. I don't know what he's thinking. He's over there in Hawaii having fun. We're over here just stuck at home.
I mean, man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. That's how I'm thinking about that. They really also just come from like two paths, two hallways.
Oh, you're doing every single map in WoW. Yes, archives. He is archiving every single map.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gimmick of the. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Vexy is chatting a lot. Yeah, the pretty much gimmick of like the main series I'm doing is that I'm playing all of the maps in chronological order. And I mean all the maps. So like right now we are doing like Treyarch stuff, but as soon as we get to like Exo Zombies, I'll be doing those as well. Although that will probably take a very long time because as you can see,
Archives. Connection interrupted. The zombies are coming after me.
Custom zombies are also a thing, and Evan is interrupting me because his connection is interrupting us. What is happening?
I'm running.
Are you still okay?
No, I'm flying. Hopefully I don't get thick. Hopefully I don't die before damage.
Right, I'm reloading.
I'm okay.
Cover me.
I'm okay.
Still also making a lot of headshots. Oh. Never mind, I only got 21. For some reason, I felt like I already made a lot of headshots. Oh, come on.
Lexi said he talks a lot because you have no friends. No, you have friends.
Lexi,
don't worry.
You. I was hoping I got you as a friend, man.
Everyone in Codex Discord is your friend, including me in Archives.
Definitely. Right, reloading.
We might not be playing together because, you know, we have different time zones and I don't know what console you have.
BO1 custom maps, not only are there only like 5 maps of them, oh Jesus. Dude. But not only are there like only 5 custom maps, they only got like released after, I believe, the release of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, so it's gonna be a long time before we are actually going to tackle those. So like it's that kind of chronological order, like everything in order of their release. So.
Vexy said not the Star Wars kid though. Does that mean do you like Star Wars, Vexy?
Oh boy, we got another one.
Choose wisely. Choose wisely.
In that case, Evan is your man. He definitely is. I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Yes, I forgave the Archives, even though I kind of regret forgiving him.
Yeah, kind of, because he just unsubscribed to my channel first. And then I had to like find out in one of the streams that he did, but whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of
subscribers, lucky I didn't start a riot.
Sorry, again? Wait.
You're lucky I did not start a riot.
Yeah, but I believe, right? You mean those actually SWAT teams coming to your house and stuff?
Yeah, but it's an online riot where, you know, I
mean, I don't even live in America, so how is that even gonna happen?
No, a riot, like an online riot where I just fucking go on the internet and just tell everyone to go to your channel and just put comments all over the place, like put a comment saying,
dude, I would love to get a riot or raid. That's pretty much what that is, right? Or just a raid. Just bring it. I would love the raids. You
don't like Star Wars, but you like it in the same time. What a wise answer. Cause I told him to, you know, be wise. You know, that was pretty good. That was a good answer. You're lucky.
I just don't know how to get into it, you know. I don't feel like I want to get into it too. Like, my parents have Disney Plus, and I have not even touched it once. So that's how interested I am in watching like Star Wars movies. I don't even know. It just doesn't trigger my interests. While at the same time, I still have this eerie like itch to actually watch Harry Potter again for some reason. I don't even. I'm a weird kid. I'm a weird kid.
You like Harry Potter? Wait, what?
Okay. Oh god. I think I just triggered a war. I think I just did something stupid.
Can you like repeat that?
I don't think that's a very good idea. I mean, I sense some hostility here, man. I don't know. I like
Kodak,
Harry
we
Potter.
are
Wait,
learning
what?
a different language, and we're gonna be talking shit behind his back.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't want to be hated. I like Harry Potter. Wait, what?
All right, Kodak, we're learning Arabic, and we're gonna talk so much shit behind his back.
Well, that is if Kodak is even here.
Nah, you'll see this video one day.
Or one day, maybe.
Someone
But
will end up
until then,
this,
it's gonna be very well hidden.
Someone will end up clipping this in the future and sending this to Kodak, and he won't know what to do. He will message me, and we will start a riot. We got a Harry Potter kid.
Ugh. Kodak. Luister. Ik vind Harry Potter gewoon lachen. En ik heb gewoon nooit een fucking Star Wars film gekeken. Please forgive me.
Shut up.
Ja, weet je. Ugh.
Man, I know how to speak Spanish. Don't make me start cussing you out in Spanish.
Bro, you got that advantage over me. I don't even know it, like things past elementary stuff about Spanish. Like, I've had it once or twice in my like school, but I haven't picked up much of it.
In my school, they told me what do you want your sixth period to be, and they offered me Spanish. They said if you don't know how to speak Spanish, then Spanish is your class. And I'm like, you know what? That's a fucking easy A. I don't know how to speak Spanish.
Yeah, you're just saying I don't speak Spanish, and then.
And then for every presentation, my teacher's like, "You're really good at speaking Spanish."
Yeah,
I'm
turns
like,
out
no,
you're a
no,
natural after all. Oh wait.
I'm like, no, man, that's pure luck.
Well, then I hope nobody actually knows who you really are then, right now, because then, Miss Teacher might actually just take your grade back now, because you just revealed your master plan on YouTube. Like someone will clip this one day, and then there you go.
I mean, I wouldn't care.
Miss Spanish will one day will contact you and will be like, yeah, you just framed yourself and now you have to do it again. When you're like 30 years old and then you have to take your certificate back.
By that day, I wouldn't care if they wanted my certificate back, because I would be a dropout. If YouTube goes away.
If YouTube becomes a thing, of course. Alright, reloading again. So, are you still using the Car 98 scoped?
No, I'm using the PTRs.
Okay. So this video this map is going to like demonstrate how insane this sniper is for you, man. Like, this is gonna be one shot until I think round 20.
I would have preferred the RSA intervention.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like still Nocturne Tone to sell bullshit, so.
One day we'll get to perks.
Did I just swear? Oh boy.
Oh, looks like you're gonna have to now become a family-friendly channel.
Well, it's just this stream becoming demonetized. That's all.
I mean, it depends. Do you wanna become a family-friendly channel and get thousands of dollars, or do you wanna be a channel where you don't give a what you do and
just get thousands and thousands of sponsors?
Yeah, just get thousands of sponsors for being a cool channel.
I don't mind being either, honestly.
So but do you want to get 6-year-olds in your channel, or a bunch of 13-year-olds, or a bunch of trolls?
Personally, I don't mind what my channel turns out to be, but I just have this natural urge to just not swear if I don't have to. So if I can help it, I just don't. And you guys determine whether this is a family-friendly channel or not. I personally think it's not a very wise decision to call this very family-friendly, because, I mean, I'm shooting zombies. And, I mean, it's a first-person shooter with realistic guns. I don't really know how in the world you could call this family friendly, but oh well.
If you want your channel to be really family friendly, just wait till we end up playing Uno one day.
Probably, dude. That's what most like OG YouTubers are doing these days. Like, you're at 5 million subscribers now? Congratulations, you can play Uno on YouTube.
If you want to know how to gain more subscribers, play Uno. For some reason, that game is popular now.
Pretty much.
Mostly because Vanoss and his crew played it.
But Uno is for kids, right?
Oh, don't worry. Just do what Vanoss does, alright? Just get every single clip where Nogla cusses. But in our case, get every single clip where I cuss.
Bro, I still love like when Ninja played Uno with, I believe, half of the Vanoss crew, and he needed a green card. But
Vexy really said he knows how to speak British. Don't test him. Okay.
No, not that kind of green card.
Let me put my tea down, Bexy.
Hang on. Ray gun, yeah, okay. I'll give you that one, Vexy. I'll give you that one. Ray gun is not very realistic, but I mean, you can't argue with the sniper, for example. I guess 90% of the guns are realistic in Call of Duty.
I don't think we're gonna end up dying until like round 30.
Yeah, this is gonna be a long one. I'm honestly not sure if I'm actually going to do a proper like full out high round attempt here, because one, it's not the most interesting thing to do, and there's not really much going on this map either way. So, but second of all, I know for a fact that my parents are going to sleep in a few minutes, so I might just cut the stream whenever that's going to happen, because I don't want
Hey, I just got an email from the school saying we have been granted a free access to Rosetta Stone, a language learning program. That's so funny because I'm not gonna join that.
Bro, that is okay. I've actually tried some of those programs, and I know for a fact that Rosetta Stone is actually one of the more expensive ones. I believe it's like $100 a month or something.
Oh, we got it for free right now, so I'm gonna join it, learn some Dutch, and then we're gonna have a full-on war.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if that's going to happen, I promise you this: if you can do Dutch proper enough one day, then we will do one of our live streams fully in Dutch.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing right there.
I will promise you that if you can prove to me that you can just talk Dutch like very, very natively one day, just a full live stream, of whatever map that's going to be.
Ik will learn Dutch. Don't worry about that.
All right. I got you on that one.
There's a max ammo. Do you want it?
So, what do you suggest to spice things up? Because this is going to take forever.
You know what? No more sniper. How about that?
All right, that's good first.
After this round, no more sniper.
Let's see which gun actually sucks the most. There's actually like a ray gun Bible, which I'll simply buy so we have the ultimate goal achieved thing out of the way. I won't use it after this. But let's see. I would
buy the ray gun for the ultimate goal, but like I won't have enough money for another gun.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just looking at what is possibly the worst thing to buy here.
I basically did buy the flamethrowers. It's better than the ray gun, so I guess I completed the ultimate goal.
I think we should purchase the bar. I feel like the bar is the worst thing we can buy out of this wall.
Trench gun.
Trench gun is also valid, but I think with the trench gun, it's still very powerful enough to actually kill the zombies effectively, and the bar is just a pea shooter at this point. It doesn't kill anything at like round 13. Which conveniently is this round right now, and I voice crack here. Lovely. Here, look. I love it.
But even this.
even this is not like challenging because you can train everywhere here, but
for me, it's gonna be more of a challenge because I got the Dutch Wi-Fi. So, oh shite behind us.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Um,
Well,
oh,
I mean, what?
It's okay. You're good. You're good.
What? You're saying I need to jump?
No.
What's that? Any day, buddy. Any day.
That's too soon. Too soon.
Bro, I am already like 100 bullets in the bar. Like I only have 33 of them left. Like half a round.
Where's the bar?
It's next to the trench gun. I think it's over here.
It's a Browning right here. The hell is a Bitbod? I'm buying it. Oh,
a bipod.
Bitbod is a.
So the bipod is the thing where you can actually put like your like LMG on the wall, and
it just tells me to buy weapon. I'm just gonna buy weapon so I find this fucking.
Wait, does it display like
this one I can't buy anything right here.
Oh, I guess that's a glitch or something. Yeah, the guns we have already purchased, it doesn't really say what gun it is anymore. It just says you can buy ammo for it. At least that's for me. And I just died. No, not yet, dude. Not yet. Come on.
Shoot the ground.
Okay. How the hell did we get in this much trouble on this map? Like, what the hell? Okay, dude, you got plenty of points. I'm just saying. For some reason, I just don't feel.
You son of a.
Well, I can jump if you want to.
No. You could. Uh-oh.
No. Oh, okay. Well, that's even worse. Well, I mean, what can I say? Evan, do you want to explain this map in 5 words or less? Go.
Long, easy.
I mean, you have to make a sentence out of it, if possible. I'll give you 10 words. 5 might be difficult.
10. This map is pretty big, and I really didn't enjoy.
And that about sums it up for this map and for this live stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this live stream. If you did, drop a thumbs up to the video, subscribe for more, and as always, I will talk to you guys later.
Top of the description.